Genetic Demon. And this is What's on the Tape, Season 7, Volume 7. I can't believe I forgot that. I just actually went and read it and checked what version we were on. But anyway, it's Season 7, Volume 7. This is where I basically load up a tape and find out whether or not it still works after all this time. These are the special compilations that people created over time. So this is one of the ones that I got from my friend Eduardo in Spain. So I have no idea what's on it. And I'm looking at the tape, and it's actually a very high quality tape by the looks of things. I think the colour of the tape may actually define what kind of a magnetic surface it actually is. And this was very dark, so but instead of your traditional sort of brown, so it's very dark. So I'm hoping that that's actually meant that it's maintained what's on here. Looking at it though, it's a C90, so I'm probably just going to do Earth side, and then we'll do the other side next week. I don't know if there's anything on the other side, but I do know that A definitely has something on it. So that's the first thing we've got here. So this is our first tape. This is the one we're doing this week. I like how clear it is actually against the surface as well. Can you see that? It's lovely. It's nice. Right, okay. Anyway, so that's the first thing. But I've also got from my friend Ben Steele something else. Can we see that? Can you see what it says on there? It says there, what's on the tape? And part of my name. It says what's on the tape. But he sent me, and we'll open it up. You stay there. I'll open it up. This is going to be interesting. See if I can get in front of the camera without moving it around. Alright. Do this. You're still there. Sorry, you're on quiet that time. Like there. Look. Hang on. Move out all this stuff because it included all the bits. Basically, I've got an entire box of tapes that he got recently because he collected the whole things. And interestingly enough, it came with like newspaper things or magazine cutouts of certain things with reviews, I think. Mostly, that's Split Personalities. There's Sir Clive, who's just turned 80 recently, so there we go. Happy birthday, Clive. And it's basically got a few posters that people have cut out, so that's Turbo Outrun. Kind of cool. I thought that was quite a nice touch that he'd sent them through. Oh, and somebody's instructions for Fire Lord, the usual kind of bits and pieces, what it does and what the buttons are. So that's obviously on there. Fire Lord somewhere along the line. Maybe this is their way of avoiding, doing things. Cybernoid, a little bit of that. I'm not sure what that is. So reveal. All will be revealed. Don't miss out. What's the mounted cover tape? In next month's mounted cover tape. Christmas one. Fair enough. We have a bit of Operation Thunderbolt, but it's probably the adverts underneath there. The Lizard King something or other. There we go. Oh, it's got the inlay. Wow, the inlay is there. Look, you don't get them very often nowadays, but the inlay is there. So that was the one you cut out and you put in there. That's quite surprising. I guess that they planned to cut them out and use them, the inlays. And there's the instructions for Nomad as well, and how to play Nomad. That's kind of cool, actually, to see all those things. But they've got loads of things here. This one's interesting, though. This one's like your TV licensing thing. This is the regulatory thing for good reception from the Department of Trade and Industry, a radio investigation service. I think somebody probably got into trouble at some point, maybe. Don't know. Odd one. But I just like these bits and pieces. I do like it when these things turn up. You just don't know what to do with them, though, afterwards. Do you keep them or do you not keep them? Obviously, I'm going to put them somewhere, but I don't know what to do entirely with them. So that's for movie, is it? No, Phantom. That's the Phantom game, which I've played before. It's an isometric. Not a bad game. And last thing is actually the instructions from the Gold Collection. Can you see that? There you go. The Gold Collection, which includes Beachhead and Zax and a few other things. Funnily enough, I probably don't have them instructions, so that's been quite nice. But anyway, without further messing around, he says, we're going to get that in a tape drive. We'll do the first side, and we'll see how we feel. If I feel like I'm going to continue, I will, but I suspect not, because it's going to be a big one by the looks of things. Anyway, put that in the drive, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so our tape is in the drive and ready to go, so we'll go to the old favourite, we'll go down basic and we'll give it the old load dit, or load speech marks, if I can actually type it correctly. Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. And let's push the button, and let's hope we've got some absolute gems on here. Now, this is, as I say, this has come from my friend Eduardo, who's in Spain. So we've had one of these before, and what we ended up with was the Spanish text for some games, which is a little bit hard to do. And but we did find, I think it was a Toposoft game, wasn't it, that we found, which is really quite interesting. So we'll give it a go. We'll see where we're at. I've got handy my mobile and the tape. Oh, Mad Mix. This is the Pepsi game. This could actually be a Toposoft game as well. No, this could be Toposoft as well. And I say that because I'm sure I've read with the selection of games that this was actually one of theirs as well. So we'll see. But I've got my mobile spare, just in case we have to do the old PlayZX, and I've got the my tape deck as well. I've also got a dog in the room who desperately wants to go out and go meet her mummy. So let me just rewind that. Let's put load it again, because that didn't work. Let's try that again, and let's let the dog leave the room. Come on, dog. Come on. There you go. Leave the room. Thank you. He's left the room. Oh. Do you know, I set myself up, I thought I'll close the door and whatever else it is, and there it was behind me all the time. I didn't even see it, sneaking into the room and sort of hiding in the sort of the sort of sunroom where we eat our lunch and things like that. It must have been sniffing around for something good to eat, something could find and we'll actually, you know, do something with. Right, come on then, let's load this nicely. Bad feeling for a start off that wasn't going to work. I might get the tape deck out though next. We'll do that in a second. But we'll see if this loads. Nope. Doesn't want to. I don't know if I have the Toposoft version of this though. This will be an interesting one because I may not actually have it. Let me just plug the tape deck in though. We'll do it with the tape. Oh, it's on the floor. Let's get the tape deck. There we go. And we'll plug that in. Watch the screen go black. Every time I plug something into there as well. I don't even think it's that different in sort of voltage change, realistically, because it is like a four-way plug that I've got on the floor. So we've got our tape car adapter, which is going to go into here. I'll plug that into the Spectrum, very handy. We've got our mono jack a change, so we'll put the mono jack in, and we'll get that into the ear socket, and we'll pop this open and we'll plonk it in. So we'll give this a try. We'll give that a new as well while we're at it. We'll give that a new. Oh, new ear, really? Right, okay. So push the play button, push the load it, and push the play on there. Turn up that volume ever so slightly. It wasn't working very well, that. I'm not to say I'll be surprised if it's on PlayZX, if I'm honest. I will be quite surprised if it's there. I was hoping for a better tape actually, because I was saying before that it's actually a better quality. Ooh, that's lovely and solid though. Look at that, beautiful. It's a lovely looking tape. It looks like it's a higher quality tape. So I was hoping that we wouldn't have the usual sort of not loading things, but. Not getting that lucky, I'm afraid. Right, let's have a little look for Mad Mix. I hope you've got yourself a cup of a beverage of some sort. I have found it. It is there. I've got Mad Mix. Yeah, there you go. Toposoft, but we don't need it. We are good to go. Just needed a change of drive. You see, turn up the volume again. I've often said this about it before, about the drives and the volume and things, especially with these tapes that are special mixes from people. And there we go. Oh, I'm getting my coffee now. I haven't had. Do you know? I think I did a video not too long ago. I don't think it was one of these ones. It might have been. I don't think so though. And the coffee was a little bit. It wasn't the nicest of coffees. No, I do know this game. It did appear, it did arrive. I think it went on as a cover tape, and I think, looking at that, I think it said US Gold put it out as well. Is this kind of like, I think this is like a Pac-Man-esque clone of some sort. It's actually quite good, to be honest with you. It's a good one, but I think Toposoft did it first, and then it was re-released by other people in the UK. So this is like this really scary version of Pac-Man look.
No wonder the ghosts are scared. I mean, look at him. He's quite horrific, really. But there's that scary Pac-Man that goes along eating the pellets off the floor, and scoffing down ghosts. So yeah, it's a Pac-Man clone. It's quite nice, actually. It's not bad at all. I can't help feeling though. Was it not sponsored by Pepsi or something like that? You know, the cola supplier, not the Coca-Cola, because Coca's the thing, isn't it? But the cola supplier, Pepsi. I'm sure it is. Pepsi Cola. Flavour that's all around the world. Everybody's drank some version of cola in their lives. What's your favourite though? I hate to say it. My favourite, mine kind of goes in this kind of order. I actually like, if I have to drink one, and we're talking like the full fat sugar ones here. You have to go full fat sugar. That's the only way to do it really properly. I know there's other things out there that make them taste better, but full fat tends to be the best way. But full fat, I have to say that I prefer Pepsi because I think it's got a slightly bitter aftertaste. I quite like that rather than the your teeth are melting version of the other major brand. But yeah, I quite like that bitter aftertaste when you go in full fat sort of things. Followed probably closely by Aldi's own Viva cola, which I think is really nice. I really enjoyed that one. It's not their cheap one. It's their 49p a bottle thing. You know, that's actually quite nice. And they halved the sugar in it recently, and you know what? They didn't halve the flavour, which was excellent, if you ask me. But that has a bitter aftertaste as well. That has a little bit of a after twang. And when I drink the normal sort of, not the normal, no, the other brand, Coca-Cola, I always feel that's very sugary in comparison. It doesn't have that bitter aftertaste. It's clearly a cola, but it's, you know, bitter aftertaste. But I mean, when we were kids, we had all kinds, didn't we? I mean, the one you always hear is Roller Cola, but I've never actually seen Roller Cola. I hear the name. It won't even exist for all I know. It's just somebody making fun of me. But yeah, that was definitely a brand there. That's a good cup of coffee. I like that. That's a good one. Hang on, another. You just brace yourselves. Hold just there. That's it. Oh damn, that's good. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Man, that was perfection. That's just the right temperature and sort of perfect sweetness, and not too much sugar, not too little, just right with that sort of that coffee. Oh, a little bit of dough egg, but anyway. So we're loading this game. We're getting there. We're going for it. How was everybody's week? Did everybody have a good time? Has it been busy? Mine's been pretty busy actually, to be honest with you. I got called out to look at some equipment in a factory, and it was kind of, I was acting as the hands for a supplier. It wasn't my equipment, so I said, look, you know, do you want me to be your hands, and then, you know, that we can go through the diagnostics process, and we discovered that the equipment that they've had in, that is loaded. It's loaded. Right, okay, let's just put this one down on the floor for a second. Let's do that. Oh. We've put it on the floor. Yeah, I did some diagnostics and discovered that it was their equipment was actually broken, and they've been trying to fix it for 2 weeks with somebody who wasn't kind of literate in the technology, and it could go, well, yeah, it's the reason the fan's running, but the board's failed. So anyway, right, okay, redefine keys. We can see that. I can work that one out. So redefine. I think that's fire. Ooh. I'm gonna say that's up, down, left, right. Pause H. Oh God, let's hope those are right. Those are usually the order of things. Let's try it. Oh, this could be fun. I'm hoping this is right. So this is phase 1 of phase 1 or level 1. Turbo Soft. I think I've got the keys right. I have. Oh yeah, I got the keys right. So we don't actually look as menacing here now as the actual picture made out that we were. But yes, it's Pac-Man. It's a variation of Pac-Man. It's actually a very good version of Pac-Man. It looks very nice. The colour clash is kept to the minimum. Obviously, it's quite unexciting in the sense of the monochrome, but It's good. It works all right, and then we can eat ghosties like that, and we're just playing Pac-Man. Shame there's no noise though, for at least for chomping the pills. That would have been nice. I think a chomping of the pills, noise would have been quite a sort of a nice feature of it. I like the way it's a 4x4 square, so 16 by 16 pixels wide sort of character. So that's how they've got away with the colour clash. So they're always kind of overlapping, if that makes sense. Oh God! Right, okay. Do. At least you start back there. That's handy. Now I've got all menacing. My eyes are all sort of Spock from Star Trek like. Oh dear. Right, okay. I'm going this way. Gonna go that way. Can I still eat them? Oh, I'm just on the cusp of eating ghosties. Let's get this one done. Let's go like that. Not worried about eating all the ghosts. I just want to clear that level. It's actually, as I say, it's actually a very good version of Pac-Man. It just the only thing it's missing is a little bit of sort of chomping noises, and all that needed to be was a little beep, wasn't it? And then a sort of dum 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 noise of some sort. There we go. The level is done. Now it's this is where it adds a little bit of difference to it. One of which is the fact that this kind of forces you round in an order. You still have to eat it though, because it's like pills in an order. And of course there's other items as well. I can't remember what that one is, but we'll have a look at it in a second. There's a little thing there that makes us do something else. This is a bonus stage though, just a bonus stage. Don't see any ghosts. Yeah, there is a ghost right there, right on top of me. Right on top of me. Okay, let's go this way. Let's get this thing. It turns us into a moose, because, like, you need to be... It's not a moose, what is it? It's a hippopotamus, you idiot. It's a hippo. Can I be a hippo and stomp on them? Look, and stomp on them. Boom. Boom. So there's some weird and wonderful extra changes in it. It's fine. It plays well. It's very smooth. As I say, top of soft game. Wouldn't expect anything less. And as I know that Eduardo works for the reborn Top of Soft people, I can understand why this might be on one of his tapes. Not all his, by the way. It's something to do with when he collects them up, because he does kind of a bit like Pac-Man. He chomps down all the tapes that he can find and recreates the layouts and the screens. Oh, I don't want to really be the moose thing. Not moose. Why do I keep saying moose? Hippopotamus. The hippopotami. What do I know about hippopotamus? Right. I'll tell you what I know about hippopotamus. Or hippopotami. Is I know that where was what was he called? Is it Colombia where El Chapo used to live? Is it El Chapo? Oh, I don't know. You know that the big drug lord anyway. One of the things he had was he liked hippopotamus, and they after he got put in jail several times, they broke loose, and there's actually a very thriving community of hippopotamus, which is obviously native to Africa, which is now quite native to well, not native, but you know what I mean, taken over quite nicely in Brazil. It's quite interesting. I remember watching, I think it was on Netflix. There was a thing called Dark Tourist. Some of the episodes are good and some of them bad, and it's kind of like people doing extreme holidaying. Like, let me just take this tape and put it in the drive, and we'll do a reset. Right, I'll do a reset now. I'll pop this in. We'll see if we get something else out of it. There we go. Reset the spectrum. Doing extreme holidays. You know, like being ferried across the border and as immigrants into America and things like that. It's very weird, sort of TV program. But it was on, and so I watched it, and I'm sure it was El Chapo, and he basically had this he basically brought hippopotami over for his garden or whatever else it is. I'm not even going to mess here. I'm just going to put this back in that tape drive straight away. Let me have a look at this tape. A little bit creased, but all right. And he put those in his garden, and then effectively they flourished. And with nobody looking after his estate after his, regular arrests, they broke loose and still live in the surrounding area to this day, which is kind of cool. I think kind of cool. That's it. Get in. There we go. Let's do that again. Oh, fingers crossed. A little bit. I think it's a little quiet. Ah, Garfield. I've actually got a video to upload on Garfield. And my daughter was a big fan of Garfield, so we played the Spectrum version. I think we played the a couple of other things actually, versions of it. But this is weird. Trans tape. I've never heard of trans tape. Have you heard of trans tape? It kind of did part of the graphics there and didn't actually do it. It's maybe not the Garfield I'm thinking of. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe this is a pirated version. Normally you've got like a loading screen for Garfield. What's trans tape? Has anybody come across the word trans tape before? Is this like a bit like that key software we had before where I said about, copying from very easily from one to the other? Maybe it is. It's all corrupt at the top of the screen. We have had these before though, where they've been this kind of sort of loaded from memory where you were up to. This is very tough. Garfield's is. I think Garfield's trying to stay asleep, and the problem is that Odie just bounces everywhere and wakes you up all the time, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, my daughter's a big fan of it. We did a video of it. I don't think I've uploaded it actually for the Spectrum. I don't think I got a chance, but she was on that. She's featured on that video in her voice anyway. But we never got around to uploading it. I'm sure of it because I bought a copy of it. We were looking for Garfield things. We played a couple of them actually, I think. So, I can't remember how many on my channel, whether it's actually there or not. It's always the new with these things. I never know with this one particular one. We never know quite what's there. Oh, coffee's good. Oh, that's damn good coffee. You get those, some of them are just so fantastic. I'm just in coffee mode today. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Oh, it stopped just then. Of course it did. Of course it did. It just stopped then. Just as I finished drinking coffee, it stopped. Right, okay. So, I'm just going to fast forward that a little bit. Just fast forward it to find out where it's actually at. Wow. That's a lot of loading. Do you think it's 128k? I don't remember Garfield being 128k. I'm tempted to reset the specky with 128k and try it again. This has not been a very successful tape this far. That's where we're at. Right, okay. Let's reset the Spectrum. And we'll do it at 128k, because that seemed a long loader anyway. So let's just do 128k. Let's press play on there. Let's press play on here. Oh. We'll go for it. Come on then. You know you want to. I reckon trans tape is a variation of the sort of way of extracting the games from it. I think that's very much what it is. But we're on 128k mode here, so maybe I don't remember Garfield being 128k though. But I don't think I loaded it on 128k. We'll give it a try. We'll see. Maybe this is why trans tape works. Maybe it needs to be 128k. We'll see if it appears corrupt again on the screen. Not the best of starts thus far here. We've basically had one game load once we swapped to the tape thing, which is not so bad. We made it that way. Overwriting the graphics there. The bottom line. Okay, keep loading. I'm gonna have a look on my mobile phone to see if I can find it in PlayZX just in case. Just in case. You never know. I just wanted to, while I'm thinking about it, and I'll just check this quickly. Yeah, we've got that. There were, looks like there were 3 Garfield games. There was the big fat hairy deal, which is this one, I think, 88. And now 89, they did Garfield 2, and then they did The Winter's Tale in 1991. So it is possible that it's the right one. However, it's only about a 3-minute load according to this. So if it takes any more than 3 minutes, it's a surprise. It'll be a surprise. No, I don't want to exit because I might want the big fat hairy deal. So we'll put that there just in case we need to load it. So yeah, I just wanted a little thank you out there to my friend Dalla, who's been really useful recently. He sent me a couple of games, which I've put behind me, and I can't remember the titles of them all. One of them's the Oracle of something or other. Zendos, I think it is, the Oracle of Zendos, or is it Zendos the something or other? But he sent me a couple of games recently. I haven't had a chance to play. Thank you very much for those, Daryl. He's also been my own personal eBay search. I've said I've been looking for the following games from some of these What's on the Tapes, and he's found them for me. So I'm now the proud owner of a copy of Lords of Chaos, which is by the Julian Gallop, the guy who did Chaos in the first place. And I'm really chuffed. I'm really chuffed about that. So I'm a proud owner of that. And I'm the proud owner of, I think it was another game as well as spotted for me, SOS from last week. So I now own SOS as well, the game that was there. It was like a little sort of, you have to drop down in your spaceship, you have to collect the guys at the bottom, then fly back up to your spaceship to sort of drop them off, but you can only carry 2 people at a time. So yeah, I really liked that one, and he found that as well. Not a hugely expensive game, but I was really quite happy to see that, especially when you search ZX Spectrum and SOS. What you end up with is the Mastertronic game of the same name, which is an isometric that kind of, you walk around as a little robot, and I'm not entirely sure the ins and outs of it. I think I even played it on my channel, and I think it's on the Vega as well. So it may have been one of my Vega videos when I was doing those early day ones, which I really need to finish that off, because I have finished off. I did the C64 Mini. I did all the games on the C64 Mini, which are almost identical to the C64 Maxi, which is the longer keyboard. So I've almost completed that little lot. So you know, well, I know I've completed that lot, but I haven't done anything else. I've also got all the various minis that I've got, and I did one recently for the PC Engine Core FX. Now, I'm a massive fan of this particular console. It's one that didn't hit our shores particularly. And it's a really good little device, and I think that the price tag. The problem is, these devices are sold on nostalgia. So if you sell it in Japan, it will sell, because in Japan people go, "Wow, I had a PC Engine, you know, when I was little. I want another one, and we'll let my kids play it, and blah blah blah." Brilliant, yeah. Same with America. They had the TurboGrafx 16. That'll sell as the TurboGrafx 16 that they've done in America. They like it. It'll sell there. Yeah, people had it, so that it'll sell. In Europe, we didn't really have it. It came in sort of. It was very random whether or not it actually turned up with you know, roundabout. And I did actually see one back in about 89, 90. I did actually see one. I'd say 89, 90. Could be any one of those times. But I did. Oh, we've got loading bit now. Okay, we'll let it go. Yeah, 89, 90. I got one of those. Or saw one of those. I was quite impressed with it then, especially when I realised that the processor effectively was an 8-bit processor. Let's see what's going to do now. What's going on now? What's going on now? This is weird. Alright, so it's now overwriting the screen again with something else. This is very weird. So it had finished whatever it was doing, it just didn't do anything. What's this? Okay. That's crashed whatever it is. Jaws! Okay. So it loaded to do nothing. I don't think this is faulty as such. I think this is something to do with whatever's on there. I think. This is not a game I've seen before either. I've never played Jaws before, actually, on the Spectrum. I have no idea what it's about. This is doing some really odd things. Look at this. Should we stop and go back on Jaws there? Because that can't be right. It's so weird what it's doing. I don't know what trans tape is, by the way. I have no idea. Let's just rewind. Let's press the reset button here. Let's break that. Which of course crashes it, because that would make sense at all to actually work. Let's do load it again. Do we want to see Garfield? I mean, it's got quite nice graphics. I'm tempted to do that, but I want to find the beginning of Jaws first. So just give me a second to find that. Right. Okay. Let's rewind this. See if this is the beginning of Jaws. This is Jaws. Then we'll swap to doing Garfield, because I want to see Garfield now that we've done it. This could be Jaws. Just check this is Jaws. Come on. Ah, Jaws 128k. That's good. So at least we know it's 128k as well. I didn't even know about. Do you know something? I don't think I've ever played Jaws. So that's a new one for me. Right. Okay. Let's put that on the floor for Jaws. And let's get Garfield going. I used to read Garfield as a kid. He used to be in the newspaper, didn't he, as well? And then he had cartoons and all this kind of stuff. And then he had a movie with Bill Murray in. Was Bill Murray any good in that particular movie? I don't know. Bill Murray's always good though. Bill Murray always throws his heart and soul into things, doesn't he? Pretty much. You kind of expect his. Oh, stop. You're not having a good day today. Let's reset the Spectrum again. It's not happy. We're not having one of those days, are we? We're going to have a good day. There we go. Spectrum. Load it. There we go. There we go. Loading Spectrum stuff. Much better. Fat. There we go. Big, fat, hairy deal. That's what it is. That's the one. That's what it's called. The very first one. That's kind of a reference, obviously, to Garfield's eating. The original thing about this, it's really interesting because I looked it up. It was originally he was going to have a pizza thing. He was going to be a pizza eating cat, not actually a lasagna eating cat. But apparently, the pizza was. I think it was. They said it was more difficult to draw. I'm not sure how that's more difficult to draw. Especially, I imagine a square box for lasagna. You know, the sort of shape. Maybe it was easier. Don't know. But anyway, that's basically the general gist of it. Yeah, Garfield was meant to be a pizza eating cat rather than a lasagna eating cat. However, I like lasagna as well, so I can understand Garfield's fascination with it. And it's a really nice loading screen as well. You can't knock the loading screen for that. The big, fat, hairy deal. He certainly is. Gotta love the Edge sort of loaders. They're really kind of. I think they look cracking, to be honest with you. 1978. Was that when he was invented? I bet he was around before that. But 1978 is probably when he was trademarked and copyrighted. Copyright. Copyright. Anyway, what was I saying? I was having a chat, wasn't I, just in general about things. So yeah, I was thanking Daryl for the bits and pieces that he found. So he's found me a few things. Julian Gallup's Lords of Chaos, which is kind of the follow-up, really, after Laser Squad, and I've spotted Laser Squad online as well. The English version. I'm really tempted. just to buy it, and of course there's the Rebel Star ones, which of course I'm after those as well. But I've got one that's kind of with somebody at the moment. And I've just got to pay for it. So hopefully that'll come through, Rebel Star and Rebel Star 2, because they're just good. Julian Gallup is the man that goes on then to make the XCOM series that's very, very popular, and he's moved off to do his own thing, hasn't he, recently? Because I mean, they were his own thing anyway. I mean, he's not a poor person by any stretch of the imagination. He's a very, very well respected, but he's moved out. He's not. I think he was in the UK to begin with, and then he's moved I've got loads of crap facts today, by the way, so don't take any of them with any, search them up yourself, and if I'm completely wrong, stick it in the comments below, because then you can say, no, I know better than you. So yeah, I've got full of absolutely rubbish information today. Really bad information, as usual. Encyclopedia some of the time just not. It's amazing how much, though, getting back into collecting and all Spectrum stuff and other computers, you start to pick up as you go. I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? The more you practice, the better you get at it. Is it 10,000 hours on something that you become a savant? Is that the level that you become the whatever else it is? So I must have 10,000 of hours loading Spectrum games for certain. I've got at least 75 of them in the episodes that I've done for this channel. At least for the 70 to 100 hours worth of loading. At least more than that probably. Gosh, the amount of time I load stuff, and as you know, sometimes I think that these what's on the tape, and 90% of them is sort of not loading or not working. Tape error, rewind and load. Oh, you horrible program! It's just not being nice today, is it? It doesn't want to play it. Right, Garfield, you're gonna have to go to one side. It's time for Jaws. It's time to get back in the water, or not back in the water. What was the name of the guy? It was Brody was one of them, wasn't he? Was he the captain of the boat in the first Jaws movie? I think he wasn't he? Oh no good. Stop. No good. We need to reset in 128K mode. Now it's what we want. Here we go. We're barely through this tape, and we've had nothing but failure. Well, Mad Mix did work in the end. We've had nothing but failure though from that Garfield one. That poor Garfield one's been through 3 times there. I do apologise. Wasting your time. Fast forward now. Zoom through it. You're just sitting listening to me. That's all you are. We're stuck with each other. Unless you push that fast forward button, or skip through to the next part, or skip through to the next game to see whether it's any good or not. Right, I've run out of coffee now already as well. We're only 30 minutes in. I can't believe it. Had a long chat at the beginning there though. Lovely Ben Steele sent me those amazing tapes. That was fantastic. I was dead chuffed with that. Jaws. I've never played this. I think I might even own a copy, but I've never played it. I might. Did it get re-released? I think it got re-released, didn't it? Was it like an alternative re-release? I think it might have been. But again, I'm full of crap facts today, unfortunately. Absolutely rubbish. I'm talking garbage, as usual. No, I'm just looking and I can't see it. Looking up at the shelves of games, deep games. I keep on buying games though and adding to my collection. It's just But to be fair, and in fairness, I do attempt to play everything I've got. I mean, somebody asked me whether or not I got time to play all these games. I do actually attempt to play it. I even finished a game recently. Now that's a surprise, realistically. I got, in fact, I got it a couple of days ago, and I actually finished it yesterday. So basically, I finished it in 2 days because I really quite enjoyed it. Probably between 8 and 10 hours worth of play, and I'm slow, so I'm old and slow. So 8 to 10 hours worth of play. I really quite enjoyed it because it had very much those Prince of Persia, modern day Prince of Persia mechanics of sort of climbing, swimming, and sort of in a 3D environment. It was a game called Rime. It was really cheap for the Switch, probably because it's a little bit too. The Switch can't really handle the Unreal 4 engine, which is a modern engine for 3-dimensional graphics. But I actually played that all the way through from start to end, and I was to be fair, I was sad by the end, not because of anything else, but the story's quite good, and I hadn't realised what I was playing through, because it gives you literally nothing. If you get them, there's no manual nowadays. If you're looking to get a manual, this one actually has fan art as part of the as its manual, because I think it must have been released on the PC first and then released on the Switch later. And literally all it says on the back of it is "Discover yourself. A land of discovery and adventure stretches out before you. You awaken in a mysterious land land after a torrential storm. Armed with your wits and will, you must overcome. You must explore the island and reach at the peak the Enigma Tower and unlock its guarded secrets. Yeah, and I didn't expect the ending, and because the ending came, I was quite surprised, and it was good, if not slightly sad. So, and if you're planning to play it soon, it just got quite a sad ending. But at the same time, it's really good. There's lots of exploration in there. I missed like everything basically. I basically worked my way through the main storyline. There's only 2 different endings, one of which is a little bit more poignant than the other. I got the less poignant of the 2. It doesn't really make any difference to the way that the game goes. So if you just blast your way through it, you can do. But as I say, it was a tenner for the Switch. I think the Switch is the collector's console of choice nowadays. I don't think the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One are. So I do collect for that, and I've got that. In fact, to be fair, one of my friends, real nice guy, Retro48K, he sent me the Streets of Rage 4 limited run Switch game. And I said, how much did you want? And he said, nothing. Nothing's for you. You've given me so many. You've given me so many things in the past. Sort of, passed them on and whatever else it is, and we've kind of traded backwards and forwards. And he was saying that I've sent him so much recently that it was time that he sort of gave me something back. So he sent me this completely for free, and I was delighted. I mean, it came with a little sort of card and an inlay manual, and obviously the game itself, and a CD of the music from the game. I mean, what a generous gift! What a lovely gift that was. So I was really pleased with that. So, but I've been collecting Switch games, but I'm really bad. The problem with Nintendo is the Nintendo ones are really expensive, and they always seem to stay expensive. They don't seem to drop in value at all. I mean, that's pretty classy from Nintendo. You normally find with other consoles that the price of the games just drop, the bottom falls out of them, and all of a sudden they're like a couple of quid, £5 or whatever else it is, even £3. I mean, to be fair, if you've been on Argos recently, they're selling off 3DS games, some really expensive games originally, because they know it's the end of the 3DS, the 2DS and 3DS, by the way. This is the last one this year, so if you're in market for them, the new 2DS is the one to buy, because it's a big screen. It's an XL one, big screen, faster processor, much better device, especially if you're somebody who likes to do homebrew stuff. That's the one to have. I need to get one. I haven't got one yet, but I have a reasonable 3DS collection, DS to 3DS collection, going through all the various ones. So I've actually got a 3DS XL at the moment, but I do need to get one of those 2DS ones, because I don't like the 3D screen, funnily enough. It does actually give me sore eyes, and I know you can turn it off, but it doesn't do it. But they're selling games anyway on Argos for sort of £1.99 for some of the games. So I mean, I have to find another good load. Right, okay, Jaws the game from Screen 7. Right, I have no idea how to play this though. What do we do? Okay, fired. There's time running down. Oh no keys. Shark scene near the south beach. Right, okay. How do I move? There's temperature. Oh, I don't know how to play. There's a fin in the water, look. Ah! I wonder if it's cursors. Oh, no. M for map, was it? Hang on. I put a driving buoy in. That's pause. Oh my goodness. Alright, okay, so it's the cursors. This looks alright, actually, and it looks interesting. I guess I'm hunting the shark in this diving buoy. Okay. Need instructions. Oh. I'm invisible. Maybe that's what I've done. Made myself invisible. Piranha's got me. Alright, okay. Weird looking maze type game. Graphics are nice enough. The whole boat thing was an interesting touch on it. I didn't realise in Jaws there were so many things under the water that were attacking them. No wonder they didn't go under very often. I got extra points for that. Do I get it for collecting it? No, just prints on the screen. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Anybody ever played Jaws before? Do you know what was involved in it? It looks alright, actually. It's one I feel like I could try again if I knew what I was meant to be doing. There's some extra points. I guess I meant to go and get the big shark when and move the boat round, which I obviously didn't do. Not sure. Not sure what I'm meant to be doing in that. I've got my name in though. Let's put my name in. Demon. Is that the music to short Jaws? Dunno. So, Amity Waters. Shark scene. Why can't I move the boat though? I don't know what I'm meant to be doing with the boat. So I push the button, I get in, and I just seem to bob around. How do I get back out? You don't. You just seem to drop in the water and that's it. You're hunting. Huh. That's weird. Right, okay. Anybody else ever played Jaws? Do you know what I'm meant to be doing? Seems like an odd... There! Shark! Shark! I think that's just like an intro sequence, that bit where he's on top of the boat. I'm meant to be getting the shark and giving him a good sort of... Nuke the shark! He's getting away from me, though. Where's he gone? Bad shark. Oh, he's got away. That terrified me as a kid, by the way, watching Jaws. I mean, I wasn't that small, but I think I was always a bit scared of things like that and horror movies and stuff like that. And that bit where he gets bitten in half, oh God, that still haunts me to this day. That guy getting chomped by the shark, just not nice. It's just not nice. That shark's just got away. We saw the shark and it's got away. Don't know what you meant to do. I guess you meant to shoot the shark. Alright, okay. Fair enough. Interesting enough. Not played it before. Shark looked good, by the way. The graphics on the shark were brilliant, weren't they? Right, okay, where are we at? We're about... maybe halfway through the tape. I'm going to go with the loader, because that was on 128k, so it's got to be worth a try. If they're putting 128ks on here, I've got to be able to go for 128k. We're definitely just doing one side. I said to you before at the beginning of this that we might do the whole thing. We're not doing epics because we're not locked down. Well, not for the moment anyway. It may yet come, but we'll see. So as we're not quite locked down at the moment, we're going to give this a little. We're going to give these sort of half a side each. Scramble. Oh, scramble. Right, okay. Was it Scrabble? Could be Scrabble. This will be the everybody has the Scion version of it. Not Zion though. Not like in the Matrix. I like to nerd these up, by the way. These what's in the take? There's nothing wrong with a bit of nerding it up. I got through the post a couple of days ago. I got because I pick up Star Wars figures when they're cheap because I like Star Wars figures, but I only like when they look cool. So although I'm not so keen on the new Star Wars things, all right, no Super Scramble simulation. This is motorcycles, motocross. Anyway, I do like to pick up Star Wars figures, but I only get them when they're cheap. So for instance, there was somebody selling entire boxed, almost complete collections of Star Wars Rebels, which is the cartoon, which I do recommend. You have to watch Clone Wars all the way through, but the first season's rubbish, and then same with Rebels. Sort of the first season's a bit crappy, but the second season, the seasons onwards are brilliant, and the end at the end of the Return of the Jedi. There we go. Because Clone Wars finishes in the time at the Return of not Return of the Sith, the Revenge of the Sith. So it really pairs up nicely, and also one of the characters is prevalent through both, and you have to see it to see what I mean. But it's really good. So I got the Rebels. I got a box of them. I got I can see them from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 of them for, I think it was 15 quid. I thought that was a bargain, so I got 6 of them, all sealed, whatever else is. And I liked because that when they did Rebels, they used some of the original The Star Wars, which is the original script from George Lucas. They used some of the characters from that original drawings and things like that. So, for instance, Chopper looks very much like R2-D2 did in it. Right? He has little hands that come out the side of his head, on the top of his sort of helmet. Look R2-D2, but with things coming out of his helmet. Imagine that. That's Chopper. He's their little droid. The CH something or other. CH001, I think, droid. Very old style droid. A bit mental. Brilliant. I love Chopper. Brilliant. And then you've got Zeb, which is what Han Solo was going to look like, which is basically this sort of big green dude with huge eyes. Which Zeb is kind of a little less green. He's more sort of a brownish, sort of grey colour, but it's one of the characters out of that thing. So what a lovely sort of touch that is. But as I say, I pick these things up when the Star Wars figures are cheap. So for instance, I quite like Stormtroopers and things like that. Everybody likes Stormtroopers. Do you like Stormtroopers? I like Stormtroopers. Everybody likes Stormtroopers, but I got Captain Phasma, but it was dead cheap, so I picked up Captain Phasma the other day. I got a Force Awakens one. And by the way, have you not noticed that there are no, as far as I can see, and I've looked, there are no Rise of the Skywalker Star Wars themed action figures, which tells you an awful lot about that final movie. And if you liked it, that's fair enough. But if you realised that Disney couldn't even be bothered to invest in the figures, tells you how unconfident they were with the final episode of the Star Wars saga. In fact, you can knock all the last 3 movies off. If you watch them in isolation, that's fine. If you try and watch them as part of that rolling saga of the Skywalkers, it's not good. So anyway, I got Captain Phasma, so from Force Awakens, and as I say, there's no Return the Skywalker thing. If you find some, put them in the comment below. Send me some links, because I'll be dead chuffed if I can find some, but I don't think there are any. I don't even think there's any. I don't think there's any characters I'd want from that. Possibly some of the Stormtroopers in it, or the First Order troopers, or whatever they are. But I got that. But what really made me happy was I've been waiting for it to be available, and I paid a little bit more for it. I got a full 6-inch Mandalorian from the TV series Mandalorian, in the original armor before he gets any of his before he even gets the what's it called? I don't want to say Bespin because that's the name of the planet where Lando Calrissian is. Oh, what's it called? The metal. Oh no, it's going to bug me now. The metal's called something anyway that the Mandalorian's armor's in, but it's basically before he gets all that properly metalled armor, which obviously I need to find one with the properly metalled armor. But it was before he did all that, and do you know what? It looks superb. It's a 6-inch one rather than the usual shorter one. But it looks great. It really does. It looks superb. I have to admit that it's an addition to my collection that I'm absolutely delighted to have. Right, okay, let's have a look at these controls. So we have 1 is up, Z is down, bloomin' heck, 9-0 and M. Wow, who chose those keys? Wow. 1 up, Z down, 9-0 M. Somebody with very wide fingers on the other side. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, great stuff. Motocross Simulator. Music by Ben Dalglish. Unfortunately passed away, hasn't he? Off-road courses. Let's just do A. Select the number of players. 1. Right. Down. 1. Enter your initials. Here we go. Oh, damn. I didn't move across. That'll do. Let's do easy off-road. That one. Let's do it. Press fire when you're ready. I think I've played this before, actually. Ah, hang on. So is it up and? All right. Okay. I've got gears. So I've got to go. And you push up and fire to change gear. Crashed on the front of your bike. I've played this before, I think, on the Vega, and I found the gear change a bit weird because you push basically. You crashed your bike, back wheel, penalty 7 seconds. Yeah, I know. There we go. I'm just going to go along, tootle along at slow speeds. Don't expect anything exciting here. We're gonna break no records. I'm gonna go down slower here. You can actually move your location on the ground as well. Look at the bottom there, below it. It's alright actually. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Slowest gear possible going up this hill. Do you know, it's not quite as good as Kickstart though. Kickstart's definitely better. Crashed, put the front wheel down. Yay, 7 seconds penalty. Are we back at the beginning? Please don't tell me we're back at the beginning. Ran out of time, game over. I think we're right back at the beginning. Yeah, it was alright, wasn't it? It wasn't bad. I wouldn't complain if I actually owned that back in the day. This conversion by ARP software for Gremlin graphics. Magnetic fields. Original idea by Magnetic Fields. Magnetic Fields is that wonderful. Do you know what? It's a brilliant little tune. It's dum 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 dum. You know that one. If you've heard it, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, that dum 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 dum. It's brilliant. Great stuff. Anyway. I'm going to move on because we'll see what else is on here. We're already up to an hour, and you've wasted all that time, and we haven't even seen Garfield, and we don't care. We're not going to look at Garfield. We don't care anymore. I'm going to put the video up today of Garfield. All right. So that's how we're going to do. We're going to put the video up today of Garfield, so you can look at the Garfield video. Because in fact, I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up yesterday, and put a link in the description below so that you can see it. All right. So if you haven't seen Garfield, if I haven't already put it up. What's this? Corsarios? Alright, it's not compatible. That's fair enough. It's the 120. It's the 48K version. That's fine. I'm with you. Let's do the 48K version. That's not a problem. Can't believe it knew what the difference, but we are going for it. This is definitely a Spanish game by the looks of the title. Look at the title there. Okay. Corsarios. Right, compatibles. Okay. Well, we'll just do that. We'll see what happens. Don't know what this is. Could be another Topo Soft. I wonder what didn't make it back to the United Kingdom. I bet there's quite a lot that didn't make it back from the 80s to the United Kingdom from Spain. Very popular in Spain, the ZX Spectrum, and rightfully so. As a cheap computer, and by cheap, by the way, I don't mean poor. Although you could probably question the quality sometimes of Sinclair's products, but as a product, right, okay. I think I've seen this before. This one, Opera Soft. It's a boat thing, Corsairs kind of thing, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. I mean, the as a sort of a home computer attempt to get in the market, whatever else it is, it's pretty damn good. Was the Spectrum for that? It wasn't the cost that everything else was. Everything else was just so expensive. I mean, I just remember those. I remember my dad worked with a number of people, one of which had access to computers. And one of the first computers he brought around was, I think it was a portable Apricot thing with an orange screen. And this Apricot was just a monster of a computer, but didn't really do an awful lot for it. It was just huge, and I remember, I'm sure that the price was £1,000 plus, and £1,000 plus in 1980s. Well, you're into, you know, it's you could buy a house almost for that. You know, you could buy a property. My parents bought their first house back in sort of the mid 70s for £4,000. I mean, you got the context-wise. So when the 80s rolled round, and sort of, you know, and you got this thing for sort of £1,000 for the Apricot, you could see my dad not wanting to spend the money on it. But I remember playing a long time on that, and really enjoying it. So I remember that, and I think he tried some other things, and I can't remember what they were, to be honest with you. It's a bit hazy in my mind at this point. But I remember that, and then I remember going around my local city. Visiting Woolworths, and at that time there was computer shops galore, so selling microcomputers. There was lots of them then. Back then there was lots of independent sellers who could sell these things. So, and there was the BBC Micro, and then there was and you know, I never saw a Commodore, but there was a BBC Micro was the big one. We didn't have, obviously the Electron wasn't around at that point, so it was BBC Micro, ZX Spectrum, and what else was there? Those are the only ones I really remember, though. Let's think about it. I think there was rows and rows of them more than anything else. And we basically ended up with we selected the Spectrum. I think just purely because of cost. It was just so cheap in comparison to buying anything else that was available. Everything else was just so expensive. I mean, obviously, every parent wanted their children to have a BBC Micro because, obviously, a BBC was the standard that schools were using and setting and whatever else it is. And although the games for them, that was the one you wanted. You know, BBC was the thing. You know, with its floppy drives and all of its exciting things that it could possibly do. But it was yeah, because no, Amstrad Spider when we got ours, because we got in '83 and we got the rubber keyed one with the Horizons tape, which somebody was mentioning in the comment earlier. They said that it didn't come with the 48K plus. If you've got had a 48K plus, did it come with a Horizons tape? If it didn't, that means the Horizon tape is quite an interesting tape, realistically, because it was the starter tape that you got with everything. I will endeavour to do a individual video on the Horizon tape at some point. I keep meaning to do it, but I haven't had a chance. But yeah, it just it was just so much cheaper in comparison. You know, it was £129. I remember that, £29.99. The tape deck cost £20, which is quite expensive realistically back then. And I still try to find the tape deck. I really want the tape deck that I had. I think I would like the tape deck again, but I can't seem to find it. I'm sure it was a Philips one with an orange pause button. I remember the pause button being orange, and it was silver. So I'm on the lookout for it. I keep looking at tape decks all over the place, but I haven't yet found my tape deck. Right, let's see what the keys are. Press fire. Fire is space. Oh, right, okay. Here's our little man. He's a swashbuckling fella. That's very nice, actually. Look at the graphics. Oh, I've just been stabbed in the head straight away. That's not a good start. So, come on, then. Oh, he's got me. He's got me by the... Oh, I'm not sure what he's pulling me by. My underpants, I think. And he's thrown me right back. Okay. So maybe I need to go up there and avoid this... I don't know how many lives I've got, though. Can I go up this... Can I climb up here? No. I thought I'd be able to climb up that. That looked like a climbing option, didn't it? And he's throwing things down. When I get too close to him, he hits me. Queen Opera. Mamma mia, mamma mia. No? That's the Queen Opera, if you ask me. Beelzebub is a brother for a son or something or other, because I don't know the words. I should know the words, I'm sorry. Apologise, it's been a while actually since I've listened to that song. I got Queen in the car actually, I should know better. Oh, look at this, he's yanking me again by my underpants. He's got me by the belly button. I knew I should have shaved. Oh God, stabbed in the head. I got no power left. This is ridiculous. How do you get past that? Oh, she's been made to walk the plank. So I'm saving the girl. She's been caught again, and she's getting drowned. Oh, she's been proper. We fed the sharks. Look, there's the shark from Jaws. He's back again. Game over. Corsairs. I think Corsarios. I have definitely played that before. That is definitely a tough game. You get 5 power. If I guess that's your 5 lives. It's all right. It looks nice, doesn't it? I mean, but pretty tough. Pretty tough. Let's carry on. Let's see what else is on this tape. We're getting lucky here with some of these. We are getting lucky. Let's do load dit and push the button. We're getting on with this tape now, though. We're working our way through it. That was all right. That one. Didn't mind that one. Quite like that one. Bit tough. Lovely graphics though. Lots and lots of detail involved in that one. Okay. Bit of quiet. There we go. You never have a 90-minute that's completely empty unless you've got it full of Ghostbusters, because that did happen. Oh. Rewind. Reset PC. If this is Target Renegade, we gotta load the whole thing. So we gotta go the whole hog and load the whole Target Renegade in a one, because Target Renegade. Why has Target Renegade never appeared before? I don't think it's ever appeared on a single What's on the Tape. And if this is Target Renegade, it's an absolute corker. This is the unofficial sequel to Renegade, which, by the way, not to sort of slag off the arcade, but the arcade version is not as good as the Spectrum version. The Spectrum version is way better. The fact that the Spectrum version reduced the commands down to a single fire button with directional pushes to achieve what the arcade required 2 buttons for, and one was depending on which direction you were facing. The Spectrum version is by far the definitive version of it. The arcade version wishes it was as good as the Spectrum version. You can argue with me if you like, but I'm telling you now that's the case. It most definitely is the better version. And Target Renegade was which was a worthy successor to that game. Target Renegade is just amazing. I had the original version of it. I still do actually. I still have the original version. I had the original version of it, and the thing about it is it's Renegade and then some. It's basically walk along the level, beat up as you go. Not just the 3 sort of screens lengths that the original one was, which just kind of moved backwards and forwards within that fight plane. No, this is a progress forward. This is your final fight. This is your Spectrum final fight. This is a great, fantastic game. And they did such a cracking job with this. Most Spectrum owners will look back at this with a massive fondness. I'm not sure about whether the Commodore or the Amstrad owners think of it in the same sort of light, but the Spectrum owners, we loved this. As I say, and this was one of the first games I actually saw the benefit of 128K. It was my friend had it. He had a grey production line 128K, which we all know is one of the better Spectrums, especially with the integrated the tape drives. But he had this and he loaded it in, and I had to load the levels and then rewind and whatever else with my 48K, and he could load the whole thing in one go, which is the reason why I've just put the loader on and done the 128K there. And he could load the whole thing in one go and have I think it was 5 stages in total. Absolute, it's a stonker, this one. And go back to the 80s. It's a stonker of a game. This is just absolutely mind-blowingly good. And I'm building up here, and everybody who hasn't seen it before is going to go, it's just a beat 'em up. It's not just any beat 'em up. It's Target Renegade. It's great. It's really, really good. It's a really excellent beat 'em up. Which kind of it depends whether as well what they've done with this, whether they put the levels afterwards. But it should all load in a one because it knows the difference between the two. And if you had the original, you had to flip the tape over for the levels. If you had the 48K, it was so well programmed in that sense as well. Really, really well programmed. What I'm finding really interesting about this though is whether or not this is the Spanish release, because in the UK release. You'd have a timer now counting down for the load. There used to be a little timer with the time in minutes and whatever else it is, whereas this hasn't got any of that. So I'm wondering if this is the Spanish release instead of. Oh, hang on, we've got something going on here. We'll see what happens. Just as I said that, we'll see whether these are whether these are the levels, all in one, hopefully. This could be the levels now. Or it should be the levels. Brilliant game. Brilliant as well because it's 2-player. That's even better. You got a friend round to play this. Oh, awesome. You'd be there all afternoon. To be fair, it's relatively simplistic. It's so simple that you can loop it round and you can win quite easily. However, I'm probably not going to prove that point. I actually had it on the other day. I said the other day, about a month ago. I actually loaded Target Renegade just to play, not to record or anything. Just wanted to play it, and I quite often do that with games as well. I've got my PlayStation 2 and PlayStation, and of course it's backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1, so I can play PlayStation 1 games. And to be fair, I sat and played. I think it was Street Fighter Alpha 3, and I sat and played that on the PlayStation PlayStation 2, running PlayStation 1 games. I sat and played that for quite a significant length of time. I kind of liked it. It's really quite good. Same with the Xbox. Quite enjoyed that. It's a nice product. I don't like the 360. This generation's just missing me. Apart from Nintendo's effort, I'm kind of sad, really, isn't it? That's the case. I kind of wish it. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Yeah, not really enjoying the games as much. PC is where I'm at with it all, and I'm if you've been on my channel, you know that I do Euro Truck Simulator, which I do like, and I do recommend. If you want just to chill out, like you do with this, just relax and just listen to my dulcet tones. Yeah, I don't quite do that. What is it? The thing that people do where they whisper into the microphone. I don't really do that. I don't do this, but my sort of absolute wittering on about nothing for a while. That's what I do on Euro Truck Simulator. I just witter on about rubbish like I do on this, but usually about what I'm doing on the drive. So it's usually a drive related thing. So and I'm also going to be adding, if I haven't already added it, some stuff on a new game which is completely crazy. It's quite insane. Again, truck and logistics related, but it's still in alpha development. And I'm laughing because I just remember back to when I was recording from it yesterday, and it was just insane. The things flying all over the place, trucks flying all over the place. It just the computer generated sort of movement in it. It's just at this point in time, the AI is so poor that it takes the most direct route sometimes along things, so its pathfinding is terrible. So instead of driving on the road, it'll drive on embankments and all kinds of things, and trucks just fly over the top of like roundabouts instead of going round them. It's really quite funny, but that's what's endeared it to me. I'm actually quite looking forward to getting back onto it and enjoying some of that. But yeah, most of the generations skipped me by this time around. But I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping that they do a more commercial release of what. I know that you've got the ZX Spectrum Next, but you had to have been in that. You have to do the Kickstarters for that, because they're not selling it like you can't buy it off the shelf. Unfortunately, it's a Kickstarter only thing, and I know that there's going to be a second one shortly, which is a great news for anybody who didn't get one. I'm really tempted, really tempted to get one, but at the same time. I don't know. It's expensive for one of these ZX Spectrum Next. Are they about £199 without anything extra on them? and then you've got all the accelerators and all the other bits and pieces. I don't think you need those, but that's what they are. So I don't know, 200 quid for one, maybe. I'm going to say maybe. I think is the answer to that. I'm also toying with a video camera as well. I need one of those. And I was looking up some of the more brand names rather than the Chinese stuff that you get on things like Amazon and eBay. And the brand name stuff just starts at about 400 quid, and I don't want to spend 400 quid really, because I'm not sure how well it's going to work or turn out. At the same time, I'm a bit wary about buying, £100 worth of Chinese thing, even with the reviews. I'm always sceptical of those reviews in the sense that anybody can do it. However, they do say verified purchasers, but these purchasers might have done those reviews literally within 10 minutes of getting the product. You can't tell whether it's any good until you've actually used it for a bit. And I mean, I got something recently. I got a little bit of furniture. I've had some disasters recently with technology, not personally, but my son smacked our telly, which is 8 years old, to be honest with you. It was an HD one. It was dirt cheap. I bought it from eBuyer, which I do recommend, by the way, if you're looking for sort of hardware. But bought it from eBuyer 8 years ago. It was about 300 quid worth of telly. It was HD, 40 inch. It was about as thick as an original telly, so it was about a foot thick. No, it's maybe not that deep. What's going on now? It's not loaded, has it? And it's all silent. That's naff. That's terrible. It's not loaded. I stopped that now, and there seems to be silence after that as well. I think this was the last thing on the tape. Let me just check. Let's just unplug this and see if there's any noise. Absolute silence. I mean, like proper silence. I'm fast forwarding here, obviously, to see if there's anything else on here, because this could be side A over with. I think it is. I think it's side A over with. Yep, looking very much like we're clear. No, that is definitely side A, right? Okay, I'm going to fast forward. That's the end. Right, I have a copy of my original copy of Target Renegade, and I got that from. I had Target Renegade already, the original Target Renegade already. I had that from my friend. I bought it, and unfortunately it didn't load, and I was really disappointed about it. So my friend Andre found another tape for me, and he sent it to me. Now let's see if I can find it. If it's over here, hang on a second. Hang on, I'm just going to have a look. Let's have a look quickly. I'm just looking. I'll see if I can see it. If not, we'll have to try and find the loader for it. Just looking over the other end of the room. Can't be far away, because I had it the other day. Oh, why can't I see it? I'm just looking still. It wasn't far away, I know it wasn't. We're not playing Renegade 3, that's for certain. Nobody wants to play Renegade 3. It's not a very good game. I'm really disappointed I can't see it handy. I know I have it. Where's my Renegade? Do you know what? This will teach me not to sort. Hang on. I've just thought, is it amongst... Let's see if I can find it in my hit squads. There we go. Got it in my hit squads. We're resorting to hit squads. That's tape hit the floor. Not a good tape to hit the floor either. What's one of my new ones? You can just go back up on there and stay safe. It fell off. I'll put it back together again. There we go. They're all safe. It's actually my Topo Soft version of Lorna, which there's a video for that if you've ever actually seen it. So there's a video for that. 128k version of Target Renegade. Let's rewind that and let's see if this will load. If not, we'll have to resort to the old tape thing, but this is my hit squad version of it. What's it actually say about that? Oh, there's only 4. There was 5 levels, so it's right. So there's the multi-story car park. There's the seedy street at night, which is a good level. The park, the shopping mall, and the bar. So we do have some places to go, and the bar is where you make Mr. Big again at the end. They're all called Mr. Big, by the way. And all the bad guys in the 80s are Mr. Big, because being big is not a good thing. It's not big and it's not hard. It's not clever. But yeah, they were all Mr. Big back in the 80s. So Mr. Big is the one that we've got. Oh, that's not a nice strong signal. I like that. That's a good start. Target. Yeah, it was a bit odd, that loader out there. I was expecting it to do something else. Maybe it was the 48K version of it. I don't know. Right, well, that's loading there. Let's see if side B, if this tape has got anything for next week. Because you never know. Might have nothing. So I'll just push the button on the other tape recorder while we're at it. Fingers crossed. You get your fingers crossed. There are specky sounds on the other side. So we can have another disastrous tape of not actually loading as well. That would be great, wouldn't it? Excellent news for next week. Right, I'm going to put that up on the shelf now. Right next to where the Spectrum lives, so that I know where it's at for the video. See, that's what I was expecting. Sort of this blue, whatever else it is, and the right sort of look for it. It's annoying me now, though. I don't know where my Target Renegade's gone. I'm not shorting anything, though. It's not happening. Piles of the natural habitat of tapes. No, I'm only kidding. They do go on a shelf eventually. So, but not at the moment. Yeah, definitely got that. Back to the original. I see, that's what I expected as well. The 2 minutes and whatever else it is, which is not going to be, I don't think, unless it's doing the 48K version, which it shouldn't be because it's been told to do the 128K version, unless the 128K version's on the other side of the tape, and we're going to get the 48K version, which I really hope we don't, because then we have to load blooming levels. Doesn't really matter because we can play the first level through at least anyway, so that's not so bad. That's not so bad. But yeah, that's what I was expecting, that countdown there, instead of the whole sort of loading on the edge of the screen. We've had a long lot of loading today with a lot of gaming, really. So, but we had Corsairs there, didn't we? We had Corsario. We had I've even forgotten what we've played today. Mega Mix, played that one. Garfield failed to load. Is that it? I'm sure there was something else in the middle. Oh, Super Scramble. Yeah, Scramble. Scramble. Yeah, Super Scramble. So we got that one as well. That loaded as well. And as I say, I'm going to put the Garfield video up if I haven't already done that this week for the whole thing. So we'll do that. We might as well. To hell with it, as I say. Well, you only live once. I'm going through some of my backlog at the moment of videos for my Spectrum stuff. I've got a little bit of a backlog. I like to do like batch recording of things sometimes, so that I can, if I want a break, I can take a break and still give you some content, because got to keep everybody happy. Everybody's got needs something to watch. So I sometimes do a little bit of backlog stuff, but these ones have gone back at quite a while now, because I think I got way ahead of myself. I was like 20 odd videos ahead or something similar. So we're now eating into some of those. So the other day when I did the astronaut, that was from a little while back. The astronaut video. So in fact, probably from, you know what? It's probably from November last year. Funnily enough, probably recorded it back then. That was as late as it was when I kind of did the recording, but it's fine. Right, we're ploughing on. We've got 12 seconds to go, hopefully, and it might load the levels, we'll see. I can hear the kettle going. Important things like coffees may be happening. Be good if the dog could bring in coffee. See, now it should load the levels now. Come on, load the levels. What's it doing? Right, okay, so there should be 5 sets of loads here. 5. That's probably where it went wrong. I'm sure it only did 4 on the other one. So it should be 5 sets of loads, or does it just do it as one batch as the 128k? I don't know. I think if you've got the 48k, it would stop at that point, and it would say turn over the tape and start with level 1, which is again where you're back to the tape counter that wasn't there. Can't have cost that much more. Mind you, to be fair, they're pretty fiddly tape counters, so maybe it did cost a lot more to put a tape counter into the ZX Spectrum Plus 2. I don't know. Plus 2. Why plus 2? Not just ZX Spectrum. Because we've got plus 3, haven't we? I've actually got a plus 3 now. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you or not. My lovely friend Andre Russell sent me a plus 3. I am absolutely elated with that. I'm really, really chuffed with a plus 3. And coffee has arrived. Thank you. I've got coffee. It's burning my fingers. Ouch. Thank you. Thank you. I won't call her the tea lady. I'll get into trouble. We did that quietly, by the way. She didn't hear. Coffee. More coffee. I hope you've got a beverage. Some good beverage. Does everybody drink when they're watching this? Does anybody actually drink when they're watching this? You know, do you have when we do it in America, do you got a soda? No? Cup of coffee? Alcoholic beverage of some sort. Maybe you need alcohol after listening to me for a little while. Oh, it's nice and hot. It's a lovely cup of coffee. Oh, it's delicious. Love it. Love coffee. Yummy. Right, okay, where were we? Oh, we're back to Target Renegade. Hello. We're making our way there. We're almost there. Is this still loading? Don't crash. Oh no. Oh. For a minute there, for a nanosecond, I thought it had stopped, but it had just gone black, the screen. So this is still loading. There's quite a bit of tape to go, actually. I suppose there's quite a lot of loads. I remember, though, fast-forwarding and rewinding so I could play this with my friend, and we used to do that quite a lot. It was funny, though, as I said, I've been saying back in the past, I did have a friend who had, one of my closest friends, still friends to get today. You know, we've been friends since we were, started secondary school. And we used to play Spectrum games and whatever else it is, and we lost track of each other for a bit, and then we met each other again. And nowadays nobody loses track because of bloody Facebook, don't they? Nobody defriends anybody, so they never really lose track of anybody. But we lost track of each other for a little bit, and we met up again, and we were still gaming. You know, that's sort of the thing that was the sort of the lovely thing about gaming is it kind of is, what you're playing, and we're still like, oh, I'm playing this and I'm playing that, and I've got I got an Xbox 360, or I've got a PlayStation 3 or whatever, and it was gaming that kind of was the thing. And to be fair, whenever we meet, and I probably haven't seen him in the last year, but but because of Facebook, you got all that rubbish that you see each other on there. But I probably have seen him in person for a year, But the thing is, we'll pick up the conversation when we left off last time round, and we'll debate the latest sort of gaming technology, and we'll debate whether we're buying day one consoles and all this kind of stuff. And my answer will be no this time round. But to be fair, I've never bought a day one console, have I? Try to think now. Do you know what? The only day one console I've ever bought, strangely enough. If you exclude minis, because I've had those day one, because I had the PC Engine Core FX. That was a must buy. I had to buy that. I had to pre-order that. The only new day one console I've bought is the Evercade. Strangely enough, that's the first first day one console I have bought in a very, very long time. Isn't that interesting? Only because I fancied it, but I mean, I suppose in a strange way, it's almost it's almost like the mini kind of stuff. It's the same sort of scenario, isn't it? You got a mini kind of thing. Did I get a day one console for I mean, certainly the Core FX did, but yeah, it'd be a question mark. But anyway, we used to play these games together a lot when we were back in the day. We used to play Target Renegade, and even though he had an Amstrad CPC. Which, looking back on it, was probably was an incapable enough machine especially as I quite like using the ones that I've got now. Capable of enough machine. He used to come around my house and play on the Spectrum all the time. I think there was definitely a speed thing there with the Amstrad CPC. And to be fair, the load times for the tape, because he had the 464, were horrendous. And there's not really a substitute for. However, saying this, I say this, but he used to come round my house to play it on a black and white telly, and I used to go around his house and play it on his green screen monitor. So the difference is negligible, realistically, isn't it? I'm hoping this is the last little load here now. Please load the last bit. Don't click off, because I can't be done with that. It's gonna go click, clunk. Oh my god, can you believe that? That's unbelievable. I am having the worst time with tapes. This is what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking the 128K version's on the other side. Let's look at the manual. I'm looking at it and it says type load dit. Did they actually not put the 128K version on this thing? That would be harsh, very, very harsh if that's the case. If they didn't put the 128K version. Right, okay. You stay there. I'm going to go find my original copy, load it, and come back to it, alright? Because it's such a good game to finish on, so we'll do that. I am going to go find it now. You sit. Okay, you're alright. You can go get something to drink if you want, alright? But otherwise, stay. Come back. Stay there. Right, you stay there for a second. I'll be back when I've loaded it, and we can have a look then. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, okay, we're here. Finally, it's loaded. It loaded from my tape, and I did find it where I was looking for it originally, which is called Sod's Law, isn't it? Anyway, here we are with one of the best Spectrum games. I mean, we've got great music, which you can probably hear there. Let's go for it. So here's our little character, and as I say, it's a refinement over the original, and we have to knock him off his bike, and the music plays the whole time. It's brilliant. And we can jump on him and hit him. It's really good. And I love the fists, by the way, because they just flail. The flailing of the fists is one of my favourite things about this game. And then you've got weapons that you can pick up, which I will do in a second. I'll give him a flying kick. In later levels, it makes it very much harder because you can't do the flying kick. On some characters because they just duck. But look at this. How fast is this, though? Huh? Seriously, eat your heart out some other things. This is one of as I say, one of the best Spectrum games. Definitely the best beat 'em up on the Spectrum. I'll dare anybody to say anything's better than this. The moves are fluid. The whole thing is a very sensible... Oh, I missed the hammer. Very sensible sort of flow to it. Let's get him and near him in the Hooji bar. What's it? There we go. Let's see if we can pick this up. It's off. I think it's just... No, it's not off the screen. We've got it. Come on then, stand up and we'll wallop you with a hammer. Sledgehammer! And this is just so good. As I say, you can tell why when I first saw this on 128K, I was absolutely blown away. Because you don't get the music on the 48K. You get the sound effects, so the whoomph of things getting hit, but you don't get the sort of other noises. It's worth getting on top of them and sort of punching them when they're down. I know that sounds really harsh, but that's true. It's true. Let's move the screen on because we need to move on for the time. We've got to get the ground floor to get our vehicle to take so that we can get to Mr. Big. Because I don't think has he stolen girlfriends again or something similar, or is he just a crime lord? I can't remember the ins and outs of the story actually. I'm sure there is a story to it with the crime lord thing. But you've got two of you on there, both of you pummeling the hell out of things. It's just brilliant. I always get him off the bike. Motorcycles charging at you. Guys in helmets. There he's down. Yeah, whacked him until he was on the floor. Let's see if we can move on. No, not yet. Not too many of them on the screen. Let's punch some of them down. There we go. Got the back kick. Great game. Fantastic. Seriously, this is worth firing up a ZX Spectrum emulator or the original ZX Spectrum if you've got it, just to do it. Hit Squad game, it got re-released under the Hit Squad game. It's obviously there's the full version of it, and by the way, it was exactly where I said it was. If I haven't already said that, exactly where it said it was. I don't know if I finished the conversation about video cameras as well. Because I was talking about video cameras, wasn't I? I do sometimes get sidetracked, so you can tell me in the comments. That's fine. But yeah, I was looking at these some Chinese ones, but I'm not 100% convinced by these Chinese imports. You just never know, do you? I did actually have a mobile. I really quite liked it, actually. In fairness, I liked it. Battery expanded terribly. I mean, dangerously so. It expanded on it, and it was a bit sad, really, because as I say, I really liked it. It was a nice phone. Big screen, it worked nicely. It bounced when you dropped it. It's probably because of the fact that the battery was nice and fat. but it used to be a really good phone. But as I say, this is why I'm reluctant. But as I say, the cost of the cameras, I did find a Canon video camera, and the reviews are terrible for it. It's about 150 quid, and everybody's going, it's rubbish, which is a real shame, really, because you'd expect more from Canon, or I certainly would. But I'm gonna get away from you with your sledgehammer. There we go. Boom. Stay away from that. There. I think only the ones in the helmets, the bikers in the helmets, go after the sledgehammer. But it's a good way to distract people. It do it in certain games, don't they? Streets of Rage does the same. You know, in Streets of Rage, they're distracted by the sort of the bits on the floor, if that makes sense. Right, we've got to get this bit cleared so we can exit, because the phone rings and it tells us where to go next. Because yeah, I think we're his girlfriend or something like that, isn't it? Or Mr. Big, you're tracking down Mr. Big. Bit of vigilanteism. I'm a renegade. Take a bit of that. Take a bit of that. Should be it. No, not quite. See if we can get him in one. No. That should be it. And the phone rings, and off we go to the next level. Oh, we got an extra life. We did well. I told you we can play this one for hours. This is a really good one. So we've got these ladies. I say ladies. They might not be ladies. Either that or they do a lot of bodybuilding out on the street. We've got to watch out for that guy who's the boss at the end of this level, I think. Well, sort of semi-boss, isn't he? Who shoots his gun occasionally. There we go. But you can get him to shoot them if you do it right. And there she is with her mace, because that's what you carry. And we're not talking like mace as in, the spray. We're talking about an actual mace. We got to that. She's going to get shot with it. Hilarious. He's just shooting all of his employees. Oh, she's got it. There he is. He's run out of ammo. There we go. Whack her with that. Whack him with that. It's a great game, though. It works so well. It's so smooth. It's so good on the Spectrum. Honestly, it's not. I should have done a video on it. Do you know, the thing is, when I played it last, I intended entirely to do a review video of it, and then I started playing and just kept playing. I just kept playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, and it just kept on going and going and going. And I thought, you know what, this is too much fun to actually. Not that it's anything wrong with doing a review on it, or sort of a play on it. Let's play on it, but more a case that it's just so much fun. I couldn't really. She's got such butch arms, don't they? It was just so much fun that I just wanted to play rather than yak about it. Especially when you start talking and concentrating is is an experience that you kind of learn. I'm getting better at talking and actually playing as I go along. It's you kind of get sort of into that way of that mentality of sort of playing and hit and sort of and I was going to say the word hitting because I was hitting it there. Sort of playing and then and using the sort of talking as you go. You and a lot though. There we go. Come on, we move on yet? No, too many of them on the screen. Doodaloo. They make a funny noise when they die. Or when they sort of, you concuss them finally, I guess it is. I mean, seriously though, I mean, although it's not a massive quantity of sprites, think about this as 128k. There's a full tune going there using the full sound chip. You've got sound effects as well, although simplistic. All this moving around, a fantastically fast environment. It's really good. I mean, you can see this if you're watching this now. You're going, wow, this is amazing. So, or I certainly am anyway. Very simplistic moves. So fire up at an angle makes you flying kick. Rennie rules. Normal fire is just hit them with the thing. Fire and back is the back kick. And then of course if you punch them hard enough they get into sort of that concussed thing where you can grab their shoulders and then knee them in the nether regions until they obviously are concussed. Because I personally, if somebody need me in the nether regions as often as this guy needs people in the nether regions, I'd be concussed too. There you go, phone's ringing. We are on to the next bit. I have made that's 2 stages I've completed in this last 9 minutes. We're doing really well. Right, this is where it gets a bit harder because I think these guys duck. He doesn't. Does he duck? No, they don't. Somebody ducks. I'm sure one of these guys ducks. Does this guy duck? No, nobody ducks here. I think you get a hammer on this level as well, actually. Dun 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 dun. Nice variety of characters. Look at that! Look at this chap with the mohawk. There's another one down. There we go. He's got me. Let's throw him off. And with this, we're walking through the park, of course. Because nobody ever goes directly to the Mr. Big, by the way. They always take the long route. Because the games would be an awful lot shorter, obviously, if they took the direct route and and then nuked it from orbit, kind of thing, with it. But there we go. He's down. There, on it's an axe. Sorry, I apologise. It's an axe. I don't think they pick it up actually in this level. It's funny you use it. You don't use the sharp end. You use the clubbing end. There's more damage, I guess, with you clubbing people to death with it. Yeah, not sure about this video camera thing yet, though. I'm thinking about taking a gamble on a cheap one and seeing what happens. But you can. I use a camera, not a camera phone, but I use an actual camera to record the video bits, intro sections, for instance, at the beginning of this. But it's limited. It can only do, unfortunately, 30 minutes in a single session, and that's it. It's time limited, and I've not worked out how to make my mobile phone go longer. So because I got a special stand for that, but I can't work out why it'll only record 5 minutes worth. So I've not really worked that one out. So I thought a little proper video camera would be better anyway, especially if I could use it as a webcam as well, because people have been asking in some of my other videos to see my little pretty face when I do it. They want to see my pretty smile. That's what it is. It's a bit unnerving, but true. They want to see me. They want to see me grinning at them. Flying kicked in the face. We knocked each other out there. Except he died and I didn't. I'm down now though. First life gone. Oh no, it's not. So close. Wow, I can't believe I'm not dead. Can I move it on? No, I can't. Such a sound game. It works and it plays so well. There you go. Finally died. I knew I was going to die at some point. Just love this game. It was so good with 2 players though. With a friend, definitely with a friend. It's a shame it's one of these things. It'd be lovely to play it sort of, multiplayer now, online maybe. Has it been remade? Has there been an updated version? I just get the feeling there has been. That's it, move on. Get good on to the thing. We finished the park. Of course, with the men's toilets. Is it George Michael there? No? Yeah, so that's where we're at. The gentleman's loos. Making our way through the level, the notorious back streets of wherever it is with the guy with the gun. It's interesting. He must involve a lot of graphics, that fella, because you get more variety of characters on this level. There's 3 different bad guys, and there's only one of him and lots of his ladies of the night. Well, I knew I was going to get pummeled there. They're down. Phone will be ringing in a second. There you go. Save time. Let's stand right next to the phone. Another life as well. Here we go. Oh, the dogs. I forgot about the dogs. They're really annoying. Yeah, one of them ducks, though. I think he ducks. There, you see. He's horrible. Because he ducks. You have to punch him. I could play this all afternoon, by the way. You're just watching me play now. Anyway, I'm gonna pause it there, and I'm gonna continue playing. But thank you for watching. I've been your host, Real Generic Demon, and I will catch you up with you next week when we hit the other side of that tape. Actually, that'll be volume 8 of the whole thing. Anyway, I'm gonna continue with this. I'll catch you soon. Have fun. See you now. Bye bye.